Hey everybody, ZAVGreviews here. I'm back again with another review, and today I'm reviewing Streets of Rage 3 for the WiiWare system download for 800 Wii points. 800. Let's get started. Okay, so you probably remember my Streets of Rage 2 review a couple of episodes back, and I said I will probably review this game soon. And it's been about 2 reviews since I did Streets of Rage 2, so I think it's about time I review Streets of Rage 3. Alright, let's get started by saying I have beaten these games countless times ever since I downloaded them to the Wii. Honestly, when I played Streets of Rage 2, I was just rambling on about what I remember playing it from the Genesis I had. They broke, and I wanted to play this game so badly ever since. Finally, for my birthday, I was able to download these 2 games from the WiiWare. And now I have a lot more things to say about the games. I'm not going to talk about Streets of Rage 2 very much because I've already done that review. But there's only one more thing I could probably say about that game that I haven't already. I don't recall ever having this problem on the Genesis controller, but those controls are stiff. The difference between Streets of Rage 3 controllers and Streets of Rage 2 controllers, if it did happen back on the Genesis, that the Streets of Rage 2 controls stiff so badly. There's many times where you want to dash and you just won't. Actually, tell you the truth, Skate is the only player that anybody can dash with on Streets of Rage 2. Everyone out there just able to do their dash attack, but nobody can run with them. It's a little weird. You can tell the gameplay is slowed, you can tell it's stiff, and you just want to hit someone, but you can't, and so you're just open for an attack. Then we have Streets of Rage 3, which is exactly the opposite. Its fast-paced controls are just about as good as they can get. None of them stick. Everyone can dash. It's great. On the other hand, there are more enemies that are going faster and faster now. But by that I mean, in Streets of Rage 2, the enemies got better and better each level and by the change of their color, but usually just by quickness of attack. In this game, if a regular enemy has different clothes, you better watch out, because I'm telling you, not only will their attacks be better, but they'll be a lot faster, and I mean a lot. Some players will run all over the place and just barely hit you and then run all over the place again. But luckily, since you're able to dash a lot easier in this game, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So let's get back to Streets of Rage 3. Okay, the story in this game is that Mr. X is once again trying to take over the world. By the way, how does this guy keep getting out? You think that, well, he's trying to take over the world, so let's put him in a maximum security place in, like, Alcatraz or something. But no, they probably put him in regular jail. How does this guy keep escaping? They must have the worst security guards on duty ever. I said Dewey. Malcolm in middle. Anyway. But seriously, how does this guy keep escaping? But anyway, once again he's trying to, big shocker, take over the world, but this time he's doing things a little different. He's gathered up a bunch of robots set out to take over the world for him, mostly by replacing other security police of the whole city and other authorities by replacing them with robots, which is, of course, not a big deal in my opinion, because, come on, if he's able to escape so easily, they can't be that smart. Anyway, so the main person he has replaced is the chief of police, which now the team has to find out not only where Mr. X is hiding and how to stop him from taking over the world, but where the chief of police is. And, oh, did I mention that Mr. X has planted bombs everywhere? Yeah, that's kind of a problem also. So, anyway, that's the story. And honestly, I think the story is done a lot better in Streets of Rage 3 than it is in Streets of Rage 2. Because, sure, they give you the story at the beginning, but if you don't bother to read the story at the beginning, how would you know this? I mean, you just go into the game suspecting that you're fighting. That's all you really have to know, but I kind of want some story. In Streets of Rage 3, however, they have cutscenes between the stages, which is a lot more appreciated and cool to read. Now, all the same characters are back from Streets of Rage 2 besides one. Max Thunder is replaced by Zan something or other. I don't know. He's a robot created by Mr. X that went wrong, and now he's trying to stop Mr. X from taking over the world. Anyway, so basically I should get once again to all of players' stats. If you haven't realized, once again, pretty much everything is the same. Skate is speed, Axel is technique, Blaze is average, and Zan is power, replacing Max, as you might have guessed. But a couple of the stats have been changed, like Nothing really has been changed for Skate. Power and stamina is still the weakest. Axel's jump has been taken way down in stat, but his powers went way up. Zan has a great reach and for enemies, and Blaze is just maxed out just maxed completely out. I mean, I swear, Blaze's stats are completely the best in the game, because she's got like 4 stars and everything, and then she has like 6 on jump or technique or something. And it's ridiculous. Blaze is completely maxed out on stats. Unlike the other characters, tell you the truth, in Japan, her stats aren't even that good. Just about as average as the other players. And why in this game does she have so many good stats? I mean, she is just great. But I'm not good with her. Well, whatever the reason that may be, you could try and figure that one out, because I sure can't. Anyway, there's a new category, if you haven't noticed already, called Reach, which is how far the player can reach to hit an enemy. And it does come in handy in this game a lot. Skate, as you might have guessed, having the worst, and Zan having the best with his robotic arm. What else in this game do I have to mention? Oh yeah, it's extremely hard. Not extremely to the point where you'll never beat it, but it is way harder than Streets of Rage 2. It's noticeably harder than Streets of Rage 2. As soon as you play the first level, I mean, I can get through the first 3.5, 4 levels without even dying once in Streets of Rage 2 on normal. In this game, I probably can't even make it through the second level. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. I'm pretty good at this game, especially with Skate, who is my best character. But, I mean, some of the things in this game are just ridiculous. Some of the enemies are just hard. And there are 3 kinds of difficulty levels in this game: easy, normal, and hard. While in Streets of Rage 2, there are 4. Easy, normal, hard, and hardest. Not to mention you can unlock Killer somehow. And let me tell you that if you played Streets of Rage 2 on hard, I still can make it to 3.5 levels without even dying once. While in this game, hard, I can barely make it past the first level without dying once. This game is hard. It really is. Not to mention, the last boss of the game you have a time limit to beat. And if you don't beat him within that time limit, you don't get the happiest ending. And that's ridiculous. I mean, it's extremely hard just to beat this dude on normal in the amount of time it takes. Did I mention that on hard, this guy has 7 life bars, and you have to beat him in 3 minutes. How are you supposed to do that without cheating? I'm not even going to attempt to do that. That just sounds impossible. On normal, you have to beat him with 4. And, on normal, I was barely able to do it with Skate with 30 seconds left. How in the world would I be able to do it with 7 in the same exact amount of time? Verdict? You can't. Well, this game is a lot harder than Streets of Rage 2, but I will have to say it's a bit more fun in gameplay, even though the music isn't as good. And I think they could have been more creative with the levels. To me, after level 3 or 4, the levels just seem kind of bland, like I don't want to play them anymore. But I'd still say you should buy this game, because it's definitely worth 800 points. But one more thing I should say before I go. A lot of people are going to ask me this probably. Which one do you think is better, Streets of Rage 2 or 3? After I've played these games, I'd probably have to say 2, just because it has better music and better levels throughout, even though the story isn't as good. But I still think this game is well worth a buy for 800 Wii